Hey, what's up guys? It's Eugene again. You may have noticed that we haven't been posting lately for the past few weeks. We've been pretty busy. I've been busy at work. Tommy has actually gone on a cruise, but now we are back. A little fair warning for this episode. I am a little bit sick, but because I stay true and dedicated to the audio huddle and Podbeat gang, I will be continuing trying to record.
That's dedication, baby.
Yep, Lil Wayne taught me all about dedication.
And all the times you spent in the glory.
Yes, which is not that long. But yes, episode 5-6. Are you ready, baby?
Let's get it. How have you been in the last 2-3 weeks, Eugene? I haven't seen you in a minute.
It's been alright. I've just been busy working, trying to figure out myself. The weather's getting better, so actively playing ball, playing baseball, basketball, all sorts of things. However, I think you had a more interesting week. What have you been doing?
Well, like I mentioned in the last few podcasts, I went to Miami for a few days. I did notice that a lot of guys there were interested in Dwayne Wade. You just see D Wade everywhere. But for the most part, it's pretty mixed there. It's pretty hot. And I went on a cruise. It was pretty interesting there. I was able to catch a couple games on ESPN because they had it showing at all the bars on the cruise ship. So I didn't miss out on too many Raptor games.
Did you hit him with the buff streams, my guy?
No, there was actually no internet on the cruise. So
wait, are you deadass?
Yeah, I lost all my snap streaks. All 3 of them.
Bro, I don't snap anyone. I can't even imagine you having a snap streak. I'm assuming one of them is your girlfriend's.
Yeah, and then my little brother, and then one of my cousins. I really have no friends on Snapchat.
Yeah, me neither. But what the fuck? There's no Wi-Fi on a cruise?
Yeah, you got to pay for it. It's about like $30 if you want to use. So this is how they cuck you. If you want to buy Wi-Fi, it's $15 a day, USD. But if you want to but that's only for the essentials, like just email. If you want to buy streaming and social media, you have to buy the premium package, which was like closer to $30 a day.
And is it per person, or can you split that $30?
It's one device per day. And this is Royal Caribbean, by the way.
That's terrible. That makes me never want to go on a cruise ever again.
No, social media ruins lives. We've talked about this.
Yes, but I love shitposting on social media.
It's okay. When you get off the ports and stuff, like I was in Nassau, Bahamas, and then there's Wi-Fi everywhere. It's all good.
All right, whatever you say, my guy. As long as you got to see some of the games live legally.
Of course, I'm all about that legality.
Exactly. But you know what was very legal and very cool?
What?
Raptors versus Philly, Game 7.
Oh, man. I was so glad that I was able to come back and witness this game. And it was like one of the most historical moments in Raptors history. In Canada history.
This might have been one of the greatest shots made in NBA history, period. Just from the drama behind it, how important this game was, and what was at stake, this might have been one of the most important shots ever made. People are comparing it to the Jordan shot.
You know what? I think you're right. This is definitely one of the more iconic shots in NBA history, just because it's the first ever buzzer beater on a Game 7.
Exactly, people. Game 7 is what's important. Like Dame Lillard's Game 5 buzzer beater against the Oklahoma City Thunders is, bits big, but it's not Game 7 big.
Yeah, and for sure. And, like, no one expected any shot to really top that shot up. Like, the Damian Lillard hype for that shot, it was a crazy shot. It lasted 2 weeks. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. The fact that this NBA series is going off, like, with these crazy plays, it's very impressive.
Exactly. And just the way that the ball bounced, I swear to God, I lost years in my life.
Oh, man. I was at the game, and when the ball was dropping, the whole crowd was just silent. And, oh man, the moment it went in, the crowd was ecstatic, and that was crazy. It was one of the best experiences ever.
Yeah, how much did you spend on the game, though?
I dropped about $330 for some upper-lower bowl seats. So it's around the 300 level, if you guys are familiar, but it's like on the first 2 or 3 rows. So I got some pretty decent seats. And it was a very stressful time, I'm not going to lie.
But it was the greatest time you've ever spent.
Yeah, greatest money I've ever spent. If I lost, then it would have been the worst decision I've ever spent because I'm paying for heartbreak. But it didn't go that way. And realistically, it wasn't a good game for my health. Like, the game was so close and went back and forth like crazy. Every single point made me stress out. Like, I was deep heaving and everything just because of the fact of how close it was.
There's a lot of back and forth in that entire game in general.
Yeah, like, I remember that one point. There was one point in the game where the Raptors were up 9 points. They were called a timeout. And then all of a sudden, the Ben Simmons and friends ended up going on an 11-0 run.
Yeah, there was a lot of runs that entire game, throughout the game. Now, I know that during the Kawhi Leonard buzzer beater, your boy actually lost his phone.
He didn't lose his phone. He actually was trying to record the final shot in hopes that there was a buzzer beater. And when the shot actually went in, he got so excited that he happened to drop his phone. And that drop led to a crack on his iPhone.
You know what? That crack will forever be remembered as the crack that won the game, if you think about it. Because everyone else kind of just like cracks their phone for some stupid reason. Like, oh yeah, I was drunk and I cracked it. Like, remember our boy Chang? I completely just name dropped him, but it's okay.
Yes, what about Chang? Tell the viewers what happened.
Yeah, so got drunk at a bar, fell down a flight of stairs, and bent his phone, and also destroyed it. When he sent us a picture of the phone, it was literally like a U.
And in terms of the phone, what phone was it?
It was also an iPhone. It was definitely not a curved Samsung phone.
Unfortunate. That is why you guys should get Androids and not iPhones.
That's a hot take. No. Let's cut it right there. We're nipping the bud right there, my guy.
Yo, so you're saying that since my boy dropped it on the game-winning shot, it's legendary and not stupid like
Exactly.
the other example. Oh, you know what? I guess so. It's like memorabilia, right?
Exactly. Now, I really wish I actually came with you to the game because you offered. You were like, yo, you should come with me to watch the game.
Yeah, I was offering everyone, and everyone's like, it's too expensive. And I'm just like, it's game 7, baby. But it is what it is. You snooze, you lose. So where did you watch the game?
Actually, I watched the game on my refrigerator.
What?
So, my parents recently bought this Samsung refrigerator that came with this giant, like, 37-inch tablet. So, I was testing the capabilities on the tablet to see how far I can push it. So, I was like, alright, fuck it. Let me go on Buff Streams to see if I can actually watch the game. Lo and behold, on, like, 720p, I was able to watch the game in its entirety.
No lag?
Like, 1 or 2 lag here and there. I was able to refresh it and play it again, like, perfectly.
Wow.
So I watched the entirety of the Game 7 on my refrigerator. I'm confident in saying that I'm one of the only person that saw the legendary buzzer beater shot, the Kawhi Leonard shot, on his refrigerator.
Wow, I think you had a better view than I did.
Okay, let's not go that far. Like, the only advantage I had over you was that if I needed a drink, I literally just pulled the door open, grabbed my drink, and closed it.
Yeah.
You were able to experience greatness with our fellow comrades.
Yeah, but if I wanted a drink, I would have to drop $15 for a beer.
I mean, you already dropped $330 on a ticket.
Yeah, there's thieves out there.
There's what?
They're thieves.
What are they going to do for you? You already dropped $330. What are they going to steal your $15 change for your beer?
And that's the mentality of a broke boy.
Correct.
You gotta be frugal about this. I ended up just drinking nothing.
Did you sneak in a bottle of water?
No, of course not.
Man, you fucked up, man. You should have came with a backpack, put a fake bottom, and brought snacks.
See, the thing is, I didn't want to drink any water because then I would have to go pee. And if I had to go pee, I might miss out on some greatness.
You know what's the worst thing? So actually, this is not basketball, but it's baseball. So I recently got like a bunch of free tickets to a Blue Jays game. Shout out to Abdullah for the free tickets. And I went with my dad, right? But because he's older and he has diabetes, he needs to pee a lot. So I think I missed about half to a whole inning worth of baseball because of going to the washroom with my dad. Because he's like, oh, I'm going to go to the washroom. You should come with me anyways. I was like, yo, I don't need to pee. Precisely because I held in all my liquids to the very end.
So you and your dad are bathroom buddies.
Well, he wanted me to be his bathroom buddy, and I couldn't say no.
This guy's a true son right here.
I'm a true son right here, yeah. I sacrificed gameplay for the enjoyment of peeing with my father.
But you didn't even pee, so you just watched him pee.
No. I stood out and I just kind of contemplated if I wanted to buy any food or not. Because I already got free tickets, right? So I might as well spend my money elsewhere. But take this in. I spent $15 on a tall boy of Sapporo, and I was like, not worth.
And you're telling me that I should spend $15 at a $330 Raptor game?
Well...
You hypocrite.
No, I'm not. Because think about it like this. I had 4 free tickets, right? But only 2 of us were going. So we went to Scalpers, and we asked them if they wanted to buy our 2 tickets. Instead, they were like, how about you give us the 4 tickets? We give you some high-end seats. So we were right at the dugout where, like, the mascots and the opposing team was. And they gave us $15 on the side. So I was like, sweet, I have $15 to spend on food and stuff. So I bought a Sapporo.
Was it worth it, though?
No, it wasn't.
Were the seats better?
Fantastic.
So what were the 4 other seats for?
They were on the second level.
I see.
I got 5 seats away from the very, very field.
You know what? It's baseball. Baseball's boring as shit.
See, I will say the one thing. Basketball is something you can watch sober. You need to watch baseball kind of sauced. Nice. Like, you kind of need to get drunk to watch baseball. And this is coming from a guy who loves baseball.
So, what's so exciting about baseball for you? Because Michael Jordan used to play baseball?
No, it's mainly for the drunk kicks, which, NBA crowds don't really bring. But other than that, baseball's... I only watch baseball because of my dad. But the NBA, I watch with my heart.
I see.
Okay.
With Game 7, I was also watching with my heart.
But your heart also expired several times.
Several times, yeah. But you know what? One thing I'm very happy for is that Kawhi actually played some hero ball. He went full out Kobe at the game. He shot 39 times, man.
He did, but still fairly efficient off 16 shots.
You're telling me 16 out of 39 is efficient? What is this bullshit?
Okay, so we're just gonna give James Harden a pass when he shoots like 16 for 39.
I never give James Harden the pass. What are you talking about? Fuck James Harden, bro. What are you talking about?
I think it's overall the whole series though. You can give Kawhi the pass on playing hero ball once. Because he's been shooting fucking efficient this entire series.
Oh, yeah. This whole series, he's averaging like 40 points or something like that. Something crazy.
And what you were saying?
I was just going to dick ride Kawhi a little bit more.
Oh, I was going to dick ride Kawhi as well. Okay, let's dick ride them together. Because, holy shit, this is one of the series where, in my opinion, no one showed up properly in the Raptors.
Dude, no one showed up in the whole series between the Raptors or Philly. Except for Kawhi.
Exactly. Like, everyone played well in the Phillies. Like, Tobias Harris played efficiently to a degree. Still really inexperienced, but was still able to put up 15 points, which is not something that anyone else on the Raptors were able to really do. JJ Redick still played okay. Ben Simmons still played okay. And Embiid was gone. He was missing the entire series. Until, Game 7, where he dropped 21, but off of 6 for 18 shooting. Now, Kawhi legitimately shot, almost 50% of our points each game. He was playing absurd until, the one game he was, sick, right? Yeah. Or was that in, no, that was against Magic, sorry.
Well, overall, Kawhi, even though he had a pretty bad efficient shooting night, he still needed to definitely carry us because I don't think anyone else on the Raptors could play that level of hero ball that it was needed. Because in the end, when he needed to make clutch shots, he made them.
Unlike DeMar. What?
What?
I still see your shadows in my room.
Well, it's actually... Another thing that was impressive, though, regardless of the offense, was that the defense was phenomenal on the Raptors' end. They were able to force 3 shot clock violations in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm. And to effectively shut down Joel Embiid from Marc Gasol's part, although offensively he played like shit, he really shut down their best player.
That is why the JV Marc Gasol trade was super worth it. Anyone who tells me otherwise doesn't watch basketball.
Well, there were some points when I was watching it where it was kind of shaky, especially from why they had Marc Gasol up on the 3-point line defending when he should have been in the post grabbing rebounds, because several of the games where we lost because of rebounding, where we got completely out rebounded by the bigger 76ers, and it didn't help that Marc Gasol was outside of the post.
I think overall in Game 7 though it was okay, because I think the whole Game 7, the Philadelphia 76ers only had 5 offensive rebounds as a whole team, and Serge Ibaka that game had 4 himself.
Well, I mean, Serge Ibaka really pulled up. He was probably the second most important player of that game for the Raptors.
Oh, yeah, hands down. Serge Ibaka was blocking mans, he was grabbing offensive rebounds, and he was hitting threes like he was Steph Curry.
Yeah, and he got 17 points, too. He was able to actually... just through pure athleticism, out-rebound the 76ers and played the ball that we needed. Kyle Lowry did some pretty powerful offensive rebounds too, and some very clutch steals and rebounds as well, but I think the one that boosted morale was Serge Ibaka. He actually daddy-dicked them off the boards.
Yeah, and he made some really clutch shots when needed to. So, like, Ibaka, hands down, one of the best and beautiful mans out there on the court.
Easily top 3 Congolese man of all time.
Yeah, but he can't be a model no more after that friendly fire elbow that Kawhi gave him.
Kawhi gave him the friendly fire elbow?
Yeah, you didn't see that?
I thought it was someone else.
No, I think it was Kawhi who, like, came down and fucking elbowed him in the face. I mean, on the forehead.
I thought it was Ben.
No, it wasn't. It was friendly fire.
Feels bad.
Yeah, but continuing on the defense, just to show you a quick fact that you might not know about how impressive it is, was that the last Jimmy Butler shot to tie the game at 90-90, that fast break layup with 4.2 seconds to go, that was the first fast break points in the entire Game 7 for the 76ers.
Yeah, I heard about that. Well, that just goes to show our defense is that powerful.
Yeah, it's like, yo, fuck off. I guess going back to Jimmy Butler, realistically, he was the only star to consistently show up during this whole series.
Yeah, I'm going off as a person who is not a fan of Jimmy Butler, but after watching this series, I've come to respect him because he was the only guy that played very consistent on the 76ers and showed that he really wanted to play. I remember there was this one play in I want to say either in Game 4 or Game 5 where Jimmy tried to shoot 3, bricked it, but immediately ran to contest for the offensive rebound, and they ended up getting it. And watching that, I was like, you know what? He really wants to play. He's playing to win.
So, Butler mentioned that he can get the max anywhere. Do you think that he can get the max? Does he deserve the max?
Yes.
Does he deserve the max on the Philadelphia 76ers?
He's one of their most important players. I would think so, yes.
But you would have to give up someone in the future, too.
Bye, Ben.
You'd be willing to give up Ben?
This motherfucker can't shoot. He took 5 shots the entire game.
Yeah, and he also got shut down pretty badly, but against the Raptors every single time. But overall...
Overall what?
He was pretty efficient in terms of the passing, being able to contribute to the team in some sense.
I guess, and what, are you going to argue that he did pretty good defense against Kawhi?
No, he didn't, but everyone has to remember that Ben Simmons is only in his second year. Technically still a rookie.
Also true. I think if they want to have a win-now mentality, which, in my opinion, the starting lineup for the 76ers right now is a very, very good contender. They have probably one of the best lineups in the NBA. Some sacrifices do need to be made. And I think Jimmy Butler is a bigger key than Ben Simmons right now. Because I don't see his shot improving anytime soon.
Yeah, but you're not thinking of it in the long-term scope.
I'm thinking of it as a win-now scope.
Jimmy Butler only has a few more years before he becomes complete shit because of his age. Ben Simmons is so young that you can work on the shot, and when he does work on the shot, everyone I'm thinking that you're forgetting the fact that Ben Simmons could drop 31 points on a triple-double without shooting outside of the fucking paint.
No, I know that, but then here's the thing. At the rate that you're going in, okay, let's say you drop Jimmy Butler, right, and you keep the team as is right now, you're not going to have the same roster in a few years either. Tobias Harris is probably going to go eventually, and you're only going to be left with Embiid and Ben Simmons. I don't think that's enough.
So you're saying right now, in order to keep Tobias and Butler, you're willing to drop Ben?
Yeah.
Would you pick up JJ Redick again?
Yeah, for sure. That's your only spot-up shooter.
That is true, but the horrible thing is that JJ only has maybe 2-3 years left of efficiency.
Listen, at this point, you're trying to think win now. You're trying to just go win now at this point because this team can work as long as they pick up a couple more shooters. So with the win now mentality, I think they should sacrifice some pieces and go back to the process.
I agree that sacrifices has to be made because you can see that they're definitely improving. The process is working. And I do like Philadelphia in the sense that they rebuilt it right. Mm-hmm. It was like a very honest rebuild where they suffered for many years, grabbed all the picks, picked right guys at the draft, and now add on some core pieces like Butler and Toby and Bobby to really improve the team. But obviously, sucks that Kawhi, ruined their chances of the process being this year. But realistically, they wouldn't have made it far against the Bucks anyways.
No, they wouldn't. Now, there was another big narrative going on because watching basketball, you don't really see this happening, but Embiid cried a lot.
Yeah, sucks to suck.
Bro, come on, man. You gotta allow him because you know what? They need to show that people have emotions and we're all vulnerable.
Yes,
And
we understand, Eugene. You're a sensitive motherfucker.
sometimes people cry, and because they're overwhelmed by emotions, and sometimes it gets the best of them. You don't want to cry, but you have to show the emotion once in a while because you can't control it. I think Joel Embiid really showed that as big as of a person you are, as much cheeseburgers you consume, as badly as you played in the series, as long as you put in the effort, but you lost it, you have to cry a little.
Yeah, get that shit out of here.
And Marc Gasol, so sensitive. That's why it's my guy from Memphis. Now he's in Raptors. Consult him. Said some nice soft words to him. Very nice, very positive, very happy.
Yeah, kudos to Marc Gasol for instead of celebrating with the team, the first thing he does is to basically make sure that Embiid was all good.
Embiid said he has a lot of respect for Marc Gasol, and that Marc would actually send him text on encouragements, like, congratulate him on wins or losses, and would also send him text on advice and stuff on how to get better. So someone on the internet said that, what if the messages that Marc Gasol sent in terms of like congratulating him on his like wins or losses and advice on getting better was literally GG easy and get good.
Yeah, I doubt that would be it, but that would be amazing if that was the case.
It would have been quite delicious.
Yeah, and I think, you know what, I do see that Embiid crying, letting his emotions out. It's tough, It was such a 50-50 chance where it could have been dumb, If he missed, could have went to overtime, and we don't know who would have won. So I don't fault the guy for crying. And
were you confident that we would win in overtime?
I was not confident this whole entire game because of how bad we shot from the very beginning. I was sitting there, and it was like 6 minutes in, and the score point was 6-0 for Raptors. And I'm like, bro, how did we get only 2 shots in the last in the first 5 minutes of the game? At that point, I realized that this is going to be a low shooting game. The fact that it was able to balance itself out every single time, man.
It wasn't that we outplayed them. It's that Philly outshit us. It was not a pretty game.
It was not a pretty game, but we got it done, and you know what? I'm happy for that.
We got the dub, baby. Now we're going to get Bucks, and now we're officially in the conference finals for a second time, baby. Let's get it. Also, shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks. Although we're going to be opponents, I do love your team, and I really thank you guys for deleting the Boston Celtics in the most embarrassing fashion ever. Kyrie Irving, you look stupid. This is probably why you shot 6 for 22. Or was it 6 for 21? Doesn't matter because you're gone. He's probably going to go to New York.
Yeah, he's probably going to go to New York.
And play with that cuck James Dolan.
Yep, your favorite.
I fucking hate this guy. Well, you know what? Milwaukee Bucks, baby. But still, Raptors in 7.
Yeah, Raptors in 6, I believe.
Raptors in 6. See, I said Raptors in 6 against the 76ers. I was wrong. So I'm going to say Raptors in 7. Be wrong again and have it Raptors in 6.
You know what? Realistically, deep down inside, my brain is telling me that the Bucks are going to take it.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up.
But
shut the fuck. Yo, you sound exactly like my boy. My boy was like, during the Raptors and 76ers series, we went to watch it together in games for game 1, right? And he was sitting there at the bar and he was like, yo, I'm telling you, bro, Philly in 6. And that was when like Philly was out shooting us a little bit, right? And we went on to like dummy them. And I was like, are you stupid? Are you fucking stupid? Raptors in 6, baby. But it was Raptors in 7.
Yeah.
Now, you sound real stupid right now.
No, man.
You sound real fucking stupid right now.
My heart's telling me Raptors, but my head's telling me that the Bucks are fucking scary. Giannis,
No.
Giannis is super good. They have Brogdon back. Their bench is performing at a much better rate than our bench right now.
They're playing the shittier teams.
Boston Celtics ain't that shit.
They hate themselves. They don't want to cooperate. Kyrie played his worst playoff series of all time. You're not going to see that again. My case in point, they've been playing free games. We actually played with probably the better lineup in the 76ers, the more deadlier teams. We're going to win. And I don't think that Giannis is going to have that free of an opportunity to slide into the paint as easily as he did against the Boston Celtics and the Detroit Pistons. Especially with the intelligence, the 5D chess level of Marc Gasol playing defense. It's not going to be that easy.
I hope you're completely right.
I am absolutely correct. We have far better perimeter defense compared to any other team that they face. Their shooting is not going to be as efficient. Raptors in 7. I was going to say 6, but I'm not going to jinx it. Raptors in 7, baby.
It's okay. I still stand by Raptors in 6.
Let's get it, baby.
Let's get it. And I do want to point out that these 4 teams that made it into the Eastern Conference Finals are racking in a $1.3 million bonus for their team.
But it's not like the team gets it anyways. It's probably management money.
We don't really know. It's probably management money, yeah.
Maybe they pool it together for a trip to Cancun or some shit.
A $1.3 million Cancun trip?
You know it's possible.
It's probably very possible.
I mean, that would be very fun.
Well, do you know that Kawhi actually has it in his contract that if he makes it to the Eastern Conference Final, he has a $500K bonus?
Well, pretty well deserved. He, aside from his poor shooting, actually, in the 76ers series, he shot the way I wanted him to shoot. Like third, fourth option shooting, but played everything else really well.
I kind of wish for him to be the third option, maybe second option, because when Lowry was hot, he hits threes like he's Steph Curry as well.
Correct, but I think we're transitioning to Pascal being the second option at this point.
It's unfortunate that Pascal actually didn't play too well in Game 7.
No, he didn't. Well, he is a little bit scared of Joel.
That's fair.
Look how much thicker Joel is compared to Pascal.
Yeah, and like screw all of you guys who made fun of Lowry back when he went scoreless in Game 1 of the Magic series. You guys probably didn't know this, but Kyle Lowry actually outscored Magic's best player, Nikola Vucevic, 57 to 56 points in that series.
Exactly. Kyle Lowry's no joke, and Marc Gasol's defense is no joke either. Now that we've moved on to the conference finals matchups, I think right now is probably the most interesting season we'll see, because right now the Warriors are not in their peak right now, especially with Kevin Durant being out. We have a little bit of sliver of hope that the Portland Blazers could actually steal Game 1, which is happening right now.
Yeah, and you know what? I watched the Portland versus Denver game, so before we get into that, let's just quickly talk about that just a little bit, just because, you know what? We can't keep neglecting the West.
But it's so hard not to dick ride the Raptors right now, baby.
Yeah, but what is worse? The fact that Denver lost at home and gave up a 16-point lead, or the fact that Damian Lillard totally wasn't even there that whole game?
Although Damian Lillard wasn't there in points, he played everything else pretty well. 11 rebounds or 10 rebounds and 8 assists. He still played everything else pretty well. And it was huge for CJ McCollum, who scored 37 points. Probably the most important game of his career. It's a good thing that we had 2 stars. Well, 3 if you counted rest in peace, Yusuf. But anyways, it's a good thing that they had another star who really showed up in Game 7.
Yeah, CJ McCollum really stepped up this whole series. He was going ham. And like if you were watching for the first time, you would think that McCollum was the star of the team.
Oh, very true.
So, do you think that CJ McCollum is the best player in the NBA right now that's not an All-Star?
In terms of the 4 playoff teams?
No, in general, right now.
In general, right now. Who's never made an All-Star appearance, right?
Yes. So, the pool would be CJ McCollum or Mike Conley.
You know who I'm going to say.
Tell me.
My heart really wants to say Mike Conley, because he's been playing the better consistent game since like 2009. But CJ McCollum has made the case very hard. You know what? I'm going to say CJ McCollum. Because he's actually in a playoff team. Not that, Mike Conley wasn't in a playoff team, but he is regressing. So as of right now, CJ McCollum is the better player. And he's the best non-All-Star. But Mike Conley really deserves an All-Star. Please give him an All-Star.
So for me right now, I have to disagree with you. Mm-hmm. CJ McCollum overall, he played like shit this regular season for the first half.
But we're talking about consistencies, though.
Yeah, but if you're talking consistency, then Mike Conley has consistently in the last couple of seasons been a very underrated player.
You know, why am I even arguing this? You're right. Mike Conley is the better player.
I'm flipping my vote again. CJ McCollum is going to be the next biggest star, and he would be the first option at any other team that's not Portland Trail Blazers.
Or Toronto Raptors.
Or
Lakers.
The Lakers. Or
Pelicans. Or Philadelphia.
Okay, CJ McCollum would be the best second or third option in any team that he goes on to.
Thank you. Mike Conley, on the other hand, if he went to a bunch of shit teams, he would be their first option.
Okay, bro, if you put someone like Jonas Valanciunas in any shit team, he can be the first option.
That's also very true.
So your point is negated.
Invalid. Yeah, too bad my boy Mike Conley's not in the playoffs. And also not in the conference finals. So right now, I would say as of right now, CJ McCollum is the best non-All-Star player. Easily the best non-All-Star player out of the four teams right now left in the NBA playoffs. And I really, really fucking hope that the Portland Blazers win the series.
Yeah. I don't believe that the Portland Trail Blazers will be able to pull out a win against the Golden State Warriors.
A single win? Or the series win?
The series. I think the fact that if the Portland Trail Blazers are able to even take 2 games, that's a major accomplishment for that organization.
Well, this is their best chance right now to take 2 games. With Kevin Durant being out for game 1 and probably out for game 2, this is their best possible chance to steal 2 games and then steal home court advantage.
See, it's actually crazy that we just completely forget the fact that the Golden State Warriors are still a deadly-ass team without Kevin Durant.
Yes, and DeMarcus Cousins is likely back soon.
I don't give a shit about DeMarcus Cousins. He has no chemistry with the team. I actually think that if he plays, the Warriors might be even worse. He's been pretty stiffed out there. The fact that, Cousins have been only playing very little games and very little practice.
Well, I mean, he has been injured.
Talent can only take you so far, especially when you fuck up that leg twice.
Exactly, and you're also toxic.
And taking only $5 million this year.
Also facts. I'm really glad that DeMarcus Cousins was a low-key flop. Well, in terms of Warrior standards. Warriors are still broken. I hope Kevin Durant moves to the Knicks. Okay, here's how I think the series would go down. It'll be Game 7, but Warriors. But the Warriors will destroy them in Game 7.
You think that the Portland Trail Blazers can actually bring them to Game 7?
They have the highest chance of stealing 2 games. They just need to win 1 game at home, and then that's it.
I don't see them taking more than 2 games. I just gotta say Golden State in 5 or 6. I don't think any team I don't think if it was Denver or Portland, it wouldn't make a difference because the Golden State Warriors are just the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, the Golden State Warriors are the Golden State Warriors, but Draymond Green hasn't been playing as well. Everyone else has, but at least Kevin Durant's out. This is their only chance, man. Have faith that we don't need to see the Warriors again.
It's like one of those cases with Doctor Strange trying to figure out how many options is it that the Golden State Warriors doesn't win the championship. And right now, I feel like it's only one, which is Stephen Curry gets injured, Klay Thompson gets injured, and then all the minutes go to Alonzo McKinney.
Greatest basketball player of all time.
Yeah, and that's the only way that we can see them not win.
Yeah, and then Draymond Green gets arrested for mouth breathing too much.
You know what? It just sucks. The fact that, even though there's so many bad things happening to the Golden State Warriors,
They're still
destroying. And I remember in the beginning of the season, I'll be like, yo, the perfect NBA matchup for us in the finals would be Raptors versus Portland Trail Blazers because they're the 2 most underrated teams.
Most laughed at teams
from last year. One getting swept by New Orleans Pelicans. And the other one getting daddy dick ride by LeBron in the semifinals. After, some constant years of getting dicked down by him.
We continue to get dicked down by him, but now we are dicking down teams with Kawhi.
But now that possibility is actually there. Obviously, it's almost impossible or unlikely, but it's there.
There's probably 14, out of all 14 million chances, there has to be one.
There has to be one, and that's the one that I'm hoping for.
Now, what's really interesting and kind of spooky about these conference matchups is that there are some brother versus brother matchups right now. Pau Gasol versus Marc Gasol, although Pau Gasol's out, brothers. Steph Curry versus Seth Curry. Kind of spooky, isn't it?
Yeah, it's actually pretty funny. I've always wanted this matchup.
I did as well. I like the Portland Trail Blazers. They get disrespected too much.
Yeah, did you hear that the Turkish broadcasters aren't going to play the Portland Trail Blazers games because Enes Kanter's in it?
Yeah, and when they update tweets and stuff about scores, they completely leave out Enes Kanter.
Yo, it's like that Black Mirror episode with White Christmas where they just censor one of the characters.
I'm gonna be real, I never watched Black Mirror.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I also stopped watching Game of Thrones by season 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are uncultured.
Yeah, I'm garbage. I never watch any of the hot Netflix shows. Stranger Things missing with that. Narcos, nah. What else is big? Yeah, nothing. I watch documentaries and anime and basketball.
And hentai.
Lots of hentai. My favorite website's back.
What's your favorite website?
Shh. No one needs to know.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's a big day for anime lovers. But it's a bigger day for Toronto Raptors fans, baby. Oh my god, I'm so hard. I'm almost as hard as knowing that the New York Knicks did not get the first overall pick.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. What I found weird was the fact that the whole 30-minute segment, you had Rachel trying to make some cringy ass jokes the whole time and trying to make it actually all about Zion Williamson. Did you notice that every 10 seconds the camera went to his face to see if they could get a reaction out of him?
Well, I mean, he is the LeBron of this generation.
Well, you say that now, but come on, respect all the other guys beside. RG Barrett's there too, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, everyone else in the draft class is there too. They're getting disrespected, but at the same time, what a phenom that Zion Williamson is, right?
When I say Zion,
You say first overall pick.
no, but that's not what happened, right? Man, it just sucks that there's a whole draft class of potentials, right? This is like almost a 2003 draft class, or it could be, right? This is what it's like hyped to. We have guys like Ja Morant, RJ Barrett, Hachimura, Kobe White.
Shut the fuck up.
And like all of that, but it's all being shadowed by Zion Williamson. Watch him end up being Andrew Wiggins.
Whoa, hold on, that's a hot take. Because Zion has actually been legitimately dominant in NCAA. Now, I think what's even more interesting is in the draft, in like the whole lottery spiel, whatever the fuck they just shot, right? Number one, I think it's kind of problematic that this thing is way too overproduced for something that lasted, 15 minutes?
You know what? I like the fact that it's overproduced. It makes something interesting out of something that's not typically that interesting.
I'm just thinking, damn, what a waste of money this is put into. Not that I'm not going to watch it next season, because it is kind of spicy. Especially the reaction of Dan Gilbert's son's face when he got shafted.
Fuck that kid.
Oh my god, he has the weakest chin I've ever seen in my entire life. He literally is if you, search up in the dictionary what a bitch boy looks like, it would be Dan Gilbert's son. I have no respect for the way he looks. I don't even know what his first name is. I just know him as Dan Gilbert's son.
Dude, I don't even know. He already got blessed with 4 number 1 picks in 9 years.
It's and he has the audacity to give us the "what the fuck, I deserve this one too" face.
Yeah, man. It's horrible, but that satisfaction was definitely there.
It was wonderful, but rest in peace to my team, the Atlanta Hawks. They got shafted very, very hard with the overall 8th and 10th pick. Also to the Chicago Bulls, who got the 7th overall pick.
You could see you could hear the disappointment from the fans because it was in Chicago.
You can hear the bottles being opened up because everyone wants to drink their sadness away.
I know, but I felt sad for the Suns as well because they're just so bad. But you know what? They don't know how to make use of their first picks anyways, so maybe it's a blessing in disguise.
But the thing is, I feel bad for players that end up on their teams because it's a waste of developmental years. Put them in at least better teams than the Suns. If you already know that they're not a good farming system, then what's the point of even going there? You're just wasting your years and your contract.
That's true, and they're also trying to haggle Michael Oubre. Did you hear that they weren't going to offer him more than $15 million a year? It's if you're going to do more than $15 million, we're letting you walk.
Yeah, I was like, are you dumb? That's one of your key pieces right there.
I know, he's probably one of the better players to build a foundation off, so why not? He's still young, he's still relatively a good player. Mm-hmm. Why not?
Now, the odd winners of this draft class is very, very strange. You would almost say it's too spooky, but it's the New Orleans Pelicans with the 1st overall pick, the Memphis Grizzlies with the 2nd overall pick, New York Knicks with 3rd overall pick, but that's expected because they were one of the worst teams. But even then, they didn't get the 1st overall pick. And the Los Angeles Lakers with the 4th overall pick. Kyle Kuzma's lucky jacket was definitely very lucky.
You know what was weird was that the whole commentary was live spoken, right? So it wasn't like the commentary was happening and any of the guys in the arena could hear it. Mm-hmm. Everyone in the arena could hear it. Mm-hmm. So anything that the commentators said, they could hear it. Yeah. These commentators were saying, "Oh yeah, the Pelicans now have a piece to trade for, trade for AD and stuff." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Kyle Kuzma's right there, man. That's hella awkward.
All the savagery happened through live commentary. I love it.
Yeah, it was super cringy.
It's so bad it's good. That's the problem. Now, my Memphis Grizzlies got the 2nd overall pick. I think they're going to get Ja Morant for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because Mike Conley has already stated that he wants to leave. He wants a winning team next season.
So here's a true dilemma. Do you try to keep Conley and have him basically grow Ja Morant into, your future and have a mentor there and just pay off Mike Conley for whatever years he has left on his contract or whatever like that? Or do you just move away and start developing Ja Morant from the very beginning?
I think right now the best move to make is to just move away from Mike Conley, have him go where he wants to go, part ways with him, maybe trade him off, and then develop Ja Morant. Because there's no way Mike Conley's staying. As much as I love him on the Memphis Grizzlies, now that Marc Gasol's gone, he doesn't have that 1-2 piece with Marc Gasol. His legendary team with Zebo, Mark, and him is not here anymore. So I think he's going to leave to a winning team. So may as well just develop Ja Morant.
Yeah. Well, It kind of sucks, but I'm glad that Adam Silver made this change because it made the draft a lot more interesting. He wanted to kill tanking, and guess what? Four of the 5 tanking teams with the worst records got shafted.
But it felt too spooky that the Los Angeles Lakers got the 4th overall pick. They were a playoff contender before LeBron got injured. And it's like, when LeBron was stated to come back to the Cleveland Cavs, got 1st overall picks. Now that LeBron's in the Lakers, oh look, the Lakers got a a 4th overall pick.
Yeah,
a little bit too spooky. Am I right?
Probably
gonna get Rui Hachimura, who was realistically the best big man, and they desperately need a big man.
For sure.
Kind of seems too perfect.
It does seem a little bit too perfect. I would say it's rigged, but I know it's not rigged because they always post that YouTube video of them actually picking out the balls, and it's also backed by Ernest and Young. Legitimate, but definitely spooky.
I guess right now all we can do is hope and see how it goes. How long has this recording been now?
About like 45 minutes.
45 minutes? Okay, fantastic. Because I really need to pee so badly, so I think we should wrap this up.
Yeah, so I guess at the end of the day, what are your final thoughts about the draft?
I don't like New Orleans Pelicans getting 1st overall pick. Seems like a waste for Zion. But you know what? It's better than the New York Knicks.
Yeah, you're right. I love the fact that, we were able to see 3 out of the 5, top 5 picks be underdogs, being like random picks that, no one expected. I know that we were excited so much that the Memphis Grizzlies were able to go up.
Exactly.
They're like a mini Raptors, essentially, with all of the unwanted pieces.
Exactly. And remember how you were saying a few episodes back, when you stated that the middle team, outside of like the top teams, get cucked? Now there's a real chance that they could actually be blessed. Because look at it, the middle shit teams are getting the top picks now.
Yeah, but it's also kind of sad because basically what Adam Silver did is that the shit teams will now forever remain shit because think of it this way. Who wants to go to the Cleveland Cavaliers?
No one, especially with all the bad contracts, it's bye-bye.
So like the fact that I think Cleveland Cavaliers is the number one reason of a bad example. You go into a draft as one of the shittiest teams and you end up with the 5th pick. You can't really grab anyone too good with the 5th pick. Obviously, if you're good at scouting, you can grab someone great. Cavs don't have that great of a basically of a portfolio. They are
Cavs
the
are shit.
They drafted fucking Anthony Bennett. Fuck, I don't even remember his name. I swear we made this mistake before too. But Anthony Bennett.
Yes.
And they only have one actual star player, which is Sexton.
Yes.
And then they have
his first year.
And they have a bunch of bad picks. So GG, no re. Cavs are done.
That's what you get, motherfucker. Audio Huddle.
Audio Huddle.
Episode 5-6.
It's actually 5. I don't know why you're saying 5-6.
Well, we had one in the mix, but it just never happened. So that's why I'm saying 5-6.
So I wonder why it didn't happen.
I forgot to edit it.
It's okay. It wasn't that great anyways.
Exactly. All right, episode 5. My name is Eugene.
My name is Tommy.
Audio Huddle.
Remember, we're just fans.
Not experts.
Peace.
Bye-bye.